Good morning, class 4. Today we have our value education class after a long time, isn't it? We have also had quite a number of activities related to value education, right? So today what I have thought is we are going to do a chapter from the book because we have so far done 6 chapters, right? I hope you all are doing well, okay, right? And we had our live class on grammar yesterday, so I'm expecting your homework properly, isn't it? I'm expecting your homework by Sunday, right? That is tomorrow. So hope you all are doing well and taking studies seriously, preparing for your examinations, right? Because you have to do well in your final assessment, because the final report card will be your ultimate report card before going to the new class. All right, so may I begin? Fine. Please open book number 6. Okay, book number 6. All right, and chapter number 7. All right, so let me write down the date. Today is our VEd, value education class. Okay, and the date is 16/01/2021, and it's a Saturday, right? I hope you can hear me, children. It's a Saturday, and the chapter is chapter number 7, and my best book number 6. All right, I hope you are able to hear me, right? Okay, so let us open and see what is the story about. Okay. Weapons save the day. You know what is a weapon? What is a weapon? I wish you could all answer. I'm sure you all would have answered, right? So, weapon is a kind of a thing which you use to, maybe you can use it in 2 ways: to harm somebody or maybe to protect yourself from any harm. It's a tool. Okay, it's a tool. So now let us see what is actually the story about. Now children, do you remember the graphic stories I had given you for homework? This is similar to that. So all those who have not been able to understand or mail me their holiday homework, please note this is how a graphic story looks. Okay, this is how a graphic story looks. It's an illustration. That means dialogues with drawing. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. That is the famous saying by Gautama Buddha, isn't it? He was the biggest proclaimer of peace, isn't it? So Gautama Buddha says, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. How beautiful, isn't it? Now, you have this illustration out here, the graphic story. We can see 2 children, 2 students, right? Hey, why did you push me? I came here first. So there's a fight. There's a fight again at the time of filling your water bottle from the drinking tap. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was breaking the queue. Okay, so somebody says, who's there in front of that other boy, you can see this, you can see this. He says, I'm sorry, I didn't know I had broken the queue. Queue is a line you form to do, to maybe a line which is followed normally to book something or to collect something, a line you form to go to the ground from your class to the field, right? So queue is that, a line. I'm sorry too, I was a little rude to you. So that, you see, that's how they exchange. It's not that he said that, hey, that I've come, and the other one pushes him and says, no, I was here. So, you know, they both apologized and they said sorry and they made up, right? Now, okay, from behind the stories, okay, it's adapted, means it's taken from Pedro Pablo's Sacristan Sans story, a part of his book. Okay, he was a very, very famous writer. The Sword of Peace. Once upon a time, there was a powerful king. He had a large army and he wanted to expand his kingdom. Okay, so you understood? There was a powerful king and he wanted to, he was greedy, he wanted to grow his kingdom. So how do you do that? How do you think he will do that? He's going to, of course, take away by force, by fighting, going into war with kingdoms which are maybe of his size or maybe smaller in size than him. So he attacked and conquered. Conquered means take over. Okay, take over other kingdoms in his pursuit. Pursuit means chase, because he had this craving, this lust for more power. I want to be the most powerful king in the entire area or maybe the entire nation. So that was a craving, a lust for power. So pursuit means chase. Of more power, there was a lot of bloodshed and thousands of soldiers were killed. One day he called his minister. Minister means in charge. King, with pride, it is time again for us to bring glory to our motherland. So he called his minister again. It is time again. And he was, he was very snooty. He was speaking with pride, his nose high up in the air. And he was saying, it's time again for us to bring glory to our motherland. We have to attack the neighboring kingdom and bring it under us. So he had that always thought in his mind that, I have to grow powerful. I have to conquer kingdoms, irrespective of how much of bloodshed there is. Okay? Minister, yes, Your Highness. I will instruct the army accordingly. Instruct means order. King, bring my sword to me. I need to sharpen it. The king had a special sword. Okay? It was so heavy that not everybody could hold it. It was so heavy and strong and powerful. One required immense, tremendous, immense means tremendous, a lot, power to just carry it. So you can see, you can see the sword, right? You can see the sword. It had been used to severely injure many soldiers in several wars. The sword heard about its owner's next plan to take over you see, the sword had heard. I mean, it's like, it's not a non-living. It has life in it. The sword could hear what was the owner saying. It knew that it was time for violence again, so the sword could make out. So that means he's going to again cut, hit, wound. Okay? It was reminded of the horror of last year's war. A chill ran down its sharp blade. So it's like, the thought, the conscience of the sword, waking up. It's like, oh my God, last year this time it was like horrible. We had a terrible war last time and so many people were killed and wounded and there was a lot of bloodshed in my blade. So he was feeling, he was getting goosebumps. Goosebumps means his hair was standing up in his body. So that's called goosebumps. It looked so worried that its friends, bow, arrow, shield and other weapons had to inquire about its well-being. So you see, the weapons are all being, expressed by the narrator to have had life in them. So the other tools, the other weapons were so worried about the sword's health. When the other weapons heard about the battle, they also became nervous. So you see, the weapons were thinking of doing something, maybe. That's what I think, because I have also not read this story. Bow, why do humans fight? We should live in peace. Arrow, I agree. If they had no to fight, they should keep us out of it. Shield, in a sad tone, I wish that I were not a weapon. So you see, the shield here, the arrows here, okay? The bow here, okay? The holder for the arrows, and here is the shield. Can you see this? Yeah. Sword. What can we do? The next day, the king attacked the neighboring kingdom. The opponent king was caught unprepared. So the opponent king was like, oh my God, I didn't know there's a war. So he just did it slyly, and then there was, let's see what happens. The opponent king was caught unprepared, and there were heavy injuries. Of course, if you're not ready for war, automatically there'll be a lot of loss and damage and casualties. Casualties means death. At night, the weapons lay in one corner of the soldiers' tent. They thought of ways to stop the battle. Sword. I have an idea. When everyone is sleeping, all the weapons can vibrate and create a noise. So when they start shaking, trembling, that'll create a lot of noise, the weapons. Bow, confused. How will that help? Sword. The metallic noise will not let the soldiers sleep. See, let's see what is the plan. Maybe that will make them tired. The next day they will be too sleepy and tired to fight the battle. That's what, they will create a lot of noise. If there is a lot of disturbance when you're sleeping at night, what happens? You automatically feel tired because your sleep breaks. You cannot have a peaceful sleep. Automatically you fall sick or you feel tired the next day. So that is what the plan of the weapons were. Shield. But if our soldiers will be too tired to fight, the neighboring army will attack them. The battle won't stop. Sword. When we make that vibrating sound, I'm sure the weapons of the opponent army will also respond. So he said, if we are doing it in our kingdom, I'm sure listening to us, the weapons of the other kingdom is also going to do that. You see, there's a pact, there's a unity. I'm confident. Confident means I am firm and I believe in my thought that they too don't want this battle. Once the weapons started vibrating, the noise became unbearable. It was a horrible sound, isn't it? Clattering sound of, it's almost like utensils falling together. If weapons are, they're all metal tools, isn't it? The soldiers looked shocked and plugged their ears. But it didn't help. As planned, the weapons of the other army also started vibrating. So you can imagine both the kingdoms with the weapons, vibrating. So the amount of noise, both the armies couldn't sleep all night. The next day, the soldiers looked exhausted. Exhausted means very, very tired. Both the sides decided to postpone the battle to the next day. The weapons repeated that exercise that night as well. So they thought that today we are not going to go to war. Tomorrow we are going to go for war. So what happened? They also started doing it that very night as well. So they kept on repeating their exercise. The soldiers couldn't sleep again. The following day, both sides looked defeated. Isn't it? Defeated without fighting the battle. The king apologized, said sorry, apologized to the neighboring king and made peace with him. Weapons were used to fight wars, but this time they stopped one. Isn't it? You see? So beautiful the story. So that is why Gautama Buddha said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Do not seek it without. So what would be your exercise for this? You will open page number 87, right? Page number 87. A classmate, there are thoughts of actions there. Okay? A classmate had borrowed your pencil a few days back but has not returned it. When you ask him or her about it, he or she says that he or she doesn't remember borrowing it from you. What would you do in such a situation? You're going to write. So this is going to take care of your creative writing as well. So You know what you can do, class 4? You can write a letter in the form of a letter. You're going to ask it back. So instead of a paragraph, you write it in the form of a letter, because we have done letter writing, right? You heard your friend talking ill about you to others. You are hurt. What would you do? So here you will write a paragraph. The first one, you write a letter to that classmate of yours. Write it that particular day he or she had taken it, okay? And then she's not returned. It was one of your favorite pencils, but you used to treat him or her as your best friend. So you had lent it to him or her. Now you want it back, but unfortunately your best friend is denying. So you write a letter to that friend. So that will take care of your letter writing practice. And the second one, number B, you're going to write a paragraph. You heard somebody, that's so bad, children. That has happened to many of us, isn't it? We have heard somebody talking ill about us, behind our back. Back chatting. That's like backstabbing. If you back chat somebody, that's like you're stabbing that person from the back, on his back or on her back, right? So we come to the end of this chapter, all right? I hope you all will follow peaceful methods. You will make peace with all those whom you have fought with. Yes, do not lose your patience, right? Yes, peace is the new cool. Remember that. Peace, kindness, that is the new cool. All right? Bye-bye. Take care, class 4. See you again next week. Study hard. Enjoy. Stay away from digital devices. When you're not having any classes, right? Rest your eyes. Rub your palm and place it on your eyes. Place it on your eyes, okay? Like this. Rub your palm together and place it on your eyes. That gives a lot of relief. All right? Bye. See you.